What in the is wrong with the Los Angeles Lakers? The wheels are falling off. The wheels are falling off. I don't know what else to say anymore. I'm sick of it. I want to see LeBron James succeed. As a Golden State fan, still a LeBron James fan. But the team he's on now, this Lakers team, this is reminding me of 2018 LeBron. That man has no help. He has zero help. We're just going to go ahead and get right into it. Aiden, please tell the fans what is wrong with the Lakers.
Man, the number one thing the Lakers got going on is they're old. Their big four averages 34 years old, talking about LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Russell Westbrook, and Carmelo Anthony. And on top of them having an old team, they're all playing over 30 minutes, except Carmelo Anthony, who's playing 27, so he's almost at 30 minutes as well. Also, their young players aren't playing good. Malik Monk's been playing bad, and THT hasn't been playing well either. He's only been shooting 24% from the three-point line, so he's not giving them the production they need. The Lakers' three-point shooting as a whole has been abysmal. AD has been shooting 17% from three, which is half of his career average, which is insane to even think about. So also, no ball movement on offense, too many ISO possessions. They got that star ball going on. LeBron will pass it to Westbrook, let him get a possession, and then the next possession, LeBron gets it, and there's no ball movement, nothing going on. So all those reasons is why LA's having a terrible year this year.
Yeah, I mean, the Lakers, I think I looked, and they're 28th in offensive efficiency, which is absolutely abysmal. And they have a 27th ranked defense. Like, this is just not the Lakers team we're used to seeing. We have all these star players. You got Carmelo, you got Russell Westbrook, Anthony Davis, LeBron James. On paper, that sounds like a championship team. They have looked quite the opposite when you actually sit down and watch these games. I mean, their losses, they're not even close. These games aren't even close.
No. And this is with LeBron going for like 32, 8, and 6 the last like 5 games, and they were losses.
Yes, blowout losses. Like, the dude has no help. Literally has no help, and then they're trying to throw the blame on Frank Vogel. You said this in a video we did. I think we did this on the Christmas day, where you were saying the GM made all these moves, and then they're wanting to throw it on the blame on Frank Vogel now. It's not a Frank Vogel thing. Like, I don't see why people don't understand. It's an age thing. It's a philosophy thing. I don't know. Like,
LeBron needs to be held accountable for his mistakes. In the offseason, it was his choice to take Russell Westbrook over Buddy Hield. And you know what you're getting with Russell Westbrook. You're getting a high usage rate and you're getting low efficiency. And he's a stats machine, but he plays for the stats. He doesn't care about the wins or the losses. And he's going back into LA thinking it's where he was born and raised. He played high school ball in LA, so he thinking he's coming back home to bring a championship to LA like magic. But no Westbrook. Not everybody can be Magic, but anybody can be a Quinn Cook. A wise man once told me that. Not everybody can be a star player, but anybody can be a role player.
This is the thing. Like, this is the reason people try to avoid getting a bunch of big names on the teams, because there's a risk that's involved when you take all these big names. It's nice to have all these guys. You look at that roster. It's nice to see all these superstars on paper, former superstars. But at the end of the day, that locker room, and I know these guys know each other, I know they're close, but when you're on the basketball court, these guys are used to being the top dog. These are the guys that used to be number one options. So it's hard, to go from a number one option and then have to convince yourself, like, okay, I'm going to have to play, maybe the third man or the fourth man. Like, it's hard, and I get that. But that starts from the top. Like, that's leadership issues.
Look at Carmelo. Carmelo didn't want to sit on the bench a couple years ago. I think it was in Portland, and then I think they ended up cutting him or getting rid of him because of it. And then he comes back into the league, getting a second chance, and he's blossomed in the role he's playing in. Russell Westbrook has to decide if he wants to put aside his stats and what people think of him, if he wants to win a championship. He has to realize he's not going to be the number one.
The thing about Russell Westbrook is he's just not an elite scorer like he used to be, at least from what I've seen and from what I've seen from the past couple of years. I mean, just look at what he did on Christmas Day. He took 20 shots. He hit 4.
But he couldn't hit the wide side of a barn.
In big-time games like that, when you're playing elite teams, you can't shoot 4 for 20, turn the ball over 3 or 4 times, and expect people to not question your game and your performance. And I don't see how LeBron. I know deep down LeBron's thinking of some trade ideas and everything, but then Russell Westbrook's so highly paid, their salary cap's like their salary cap is right now. And
Yeah,
you
he's
said
the
it.
highest paid player for the next 2 years.
Yeah, you said it earlier. The
So
highest paid player for the next 2 years.
who's gonna want to take that? What other team is gonna want to take Russell Westbrook knowing he got 41 and 47 in the next 2 years?
The real question is, let's go ahead and try to put ourselves in the management position here. Say we're the manager, we're the front office of the Los Angeles Lakers. What kind of players should the Lakers look to get before the trade deadline? What do you think they need added? Who do you think they should get rid of? What are some ideas you think that the Lakers could use going forward?
Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons. If LeBron wants to contend for another championship, if he wants to make one last run for a title, he's gonna have to go get a star. And who else than Ben Simmons? Nobody wants Ben Simmons on their team, right? Just like nobody wants AD on their team. But Ben Simmons for the Lakers, you're getting a healthy player, right? I mean, you don't even know if AD is going to be able to get up and down the court for 48 minutes. Also, he's young. Like I said earlier, the Lakers are old as shit. You're not getting three-point shooting with them. They're definitely going to need to find some way to get three-point shooting, whether it's from Malik Monk and THT, or I think they're going to have to pick up some shooters too. But I love Ben Simmons because also, like you pointed out, they have a bad defense. Ben Simmons, he's going to get blocks, get steals. He's long. He can guard 1 through 5.
Yeah, I don't mean to cut you off here. And people can harp on Ben Simmons all they want for the offensive issues he has, and he does. He has been very underperforming when it comes to the offensive end. But he's an elite defender, like you said. He can guard 1 through 5. The Lakers' main struggle right now is defense. So people,
Exactly.
when you first say something like that, when you say, "Oh, the Lakers could use Ben Simmons," people are going to be looking at you like you're crazy, like you're not even from this world. But it's a good idea. Get some defense.
100%, 100%. I mean, if you watch the Christmas game when the Lakers played the Nets, LeBron was going off as the screen setter. So you have Ben Simmons coming off. I mean, I know, like I said, you have no shooting, but I mean, I like Ben Simmons. Like I said, long defense, and I think he could develop under LeBron. I don't think he couldn't hold a candle to LeBron's flame, but. A passer, a big guard. I think LeBron's true position is a point guard. The way he gets his other teammates open and makes plays, he's like a point guard. So I think Ben Simmons could even develop under LeBron, maybe even develop a mid-range shot consistent. I don't know. Maybe step out and start shooting some threes.
I think he needs a role or someone. An older veteran like LeBron James. What better player would you rather have teaching you LeBron James?
Exactly.
He needs someone like that, and I think that could really help his game. To have a leader, working under a leader like that. I think it's a confidence issue with Ben Simmons. I think having a guy like LeBron to help coach you and motivate you, like if LeBron James is coming up to you and giving you advice and tips, like it's gonna help you. And I think Ben Simmons kind of need to play under a player like that. So I think the Lakers should try and look into that. And Ben Simmons obviously wants out of Philly. Like, no, he doesn't want to be in Philly. He doesn't want to be in Philly another day. I don't even know if he's still in the city of Philadelphia right now. I highly doubt
Probably
it.
chilling with his girlfriend in LA. That's exactly why he needs to come.
So why not try to pull a guy from a team who he doesn't want to be there, doesn't want to associate with, doesn't even want to be in the same state? Why not try to go for him? And I was looking before we started this video. There was 2 more articles I looked into where the Lakers are targeting Jeremy Grant from the Pistons, and I'll get into these in a second once I'm done mentioning the names. They want to get Jeremy Grant from the Pistons, then they're looking at getting Ben McLemore back to get some shooting off the bench. Now, the Jeremy Grant, going for that deal, I don't think it's a bad idea, and he's really established himself over the past couple years. He's still a younger player, but he's taken the Pistons, kind of taking that number 1 role, and a lot of people don't know who he is, but right now he's putting up 20 points. I think 4 rebounds, 4 assists tonight, which aren't bad numbers. Last year, he was averaging like 23 a game. He made the All-Star voting. So the Lakers I think that would benefit them having another wing behind LeBron, another two-way wing that could score. And like I said, he's a younger player, so he can move. He's been a good defender. So those are 2
He has
trade deals.
experience in the playoffs as well.
Yeah. So
He's played on a good team, so he knows what it's like to win. That's the problem with a lot of these guys in the NBA. They're coming out from one and dones from college. They don't know what it's like to be on a have to struggle through a couple losing seasons and fight as a team to turn it around, and they don't know what it's like to win or be in a locker room that has winning culture. So I like that idea, Jeremy Grant. He's like you said, he's a good scorer on the wing, 3-and-D guy, underrated on defense, I think, even though he still gets his praise. But the only issue I have with that is Lakers don't have many guards.
hmm
So I mean, getting another wing, it's not a bad idea. But you're going to take minutes away from LeBron? He's the only guy on the team that can put the ball in the hole half the time.
Speaking of guards, I don't understand the Isaiah Thomas pickup at all. I get it. You want to maybe get a spark. You want to get a guy who's can shoot the ball a little bit. But in Isaiah Thomas, I think he got screwed, and I think he's still a good player. But he doesn't fit. The Lakers should not have gone and picked him up. He is not what they need. They need a guard that's not a liability on defense. Give me defense over offense right now for the Los Angeles Lakers. They have guys that could score the ball. You don't need you don't need a 5'10" point guard that can help maybe give you a little bit of spark, a little bit of range from the outside. Which, by the way, he played terrible on Christmas Day 2 or whatever day it was. I think I watched the game. He went like 1 for 7 from 3. He's just not the guy you need. Now I know it's probably like a temporary. He's probably getting used like a Band-Aid right now to just try to help cover the wound that they're dealing with.
Yeah, they're not extending him. They're not extending his 10-day, so they're done with him. I think he'll get another opportunity, like you said.
And I hope he does.
No, me too. I don't think he's a bad ball player, but it's people were saying when he was dropping like 40 points on these G League players, like put him back in the NBA, but it's completely different, especially like you said, the Lakers have no defense. They're one of the worst defensive teams in the league. And then you're going to go get a 5'9" guard who's just a defensive liability in a mismatch wherever he is. And you can't hide him because you don't have anybody on your team that can lock anybody down.
If you guys are Los Angeles Laker fans watching this video, or just an NBA fan in general that has some sense you want to put in the situation, please let us know. I know we're not the only ones wondering the same question of what's wrong with the Lakers, what do they have to do. So please feel free to leave a comment down below. We'd be happy to see you guys, your opinions, and we'll be happy to engage and reply, and we could talk about it more in depth. If you enjoyed this video, please feel free to leave a like as well. Hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. I say it in every video. We're new, trying to grow, and we're trying to build a community of sports fans to put them all together, and it starts with you guys. So if you guys could please help us out and leave a like, share us with your friends, it'd be much appreciated, y'all. And like I said, please feel free to leave a comment. We would like to know our viewers and get to know our fans. And we'll catch y'all in the next video. See y'all.